Hey guys, welcome to the channel Try for Stocks. Short disclaimer, I am not professional financial advisor and this video is not professional financial advice. So do your own research and invest carefully, please. Today we're going to look for how to find most undervalued stocks on entire market. Assuming that you have to know few ratios like price to earnings ratio, debt to equity ratio, price to cash ratio, the quick ratio, and current ratio. So those ratios we'll use to find really good undervalued stocks. So please, if you don't know what it is, I'm just going to list it right here. Pause the video, go Google it. It's going to take you just a few minutes to understand all these ratios and come back here and we'll move to the next step. So for those who knows all these ratios, let's just keep moving. So first we'll use the three platforms for finding all those stuff and evaluating. The first one will be Finviz. You can just go in the description below and find a link to that platform, or just Google it. Pretty simple. Go to from the home page, go to the screener, and we'll have a lot of this mumbo jumbo here. So we'll use most of the ratios that I just listed before, but this video will focus only on the USA markets because I'm not confident in I don't have much knowledge about the financial documentation of other countries and stocks. If you have your ability to evaluate stocks from other countries, please go for it. This video will have only US markets. Just to show, like at the beginning we have about 8,592 stocks, which is like insane amount of stocks. It's hard to find something really like valuable if you'll just search from one to one. In US, still like over 7,000 stocks. That's a lot. So let's just move to the fundamentals here. And we'll use all these ratios that I just listed before. The first one will be price to earnings. We said under 5. In a bull market, you might find hard time finding any really good stocks with the price to earnings ratio under 15, which 15 is pretty good too. But right now in this current market in 2022, we might be able to find some really good stocks with the price to earnings under 5. So we'll have the price to earnings under 5. So price to cash, I prefer having under 10 at least, like just to make sure that companies will have some cash in hands. But let's move to the next one. Debt to equity ratio 0.5. I consider it pretty low debt. Everybody has different opinions about, but for the industries that I will be looking for, we'll get to that soon as well. That will be 0.5 and it's pretty low debt for the company. Let's move to the next one. We'll have the current ratio right here. And I prefer to have the current ratio over 1.5. We don't want to miss like some maybe good opportunities. The higher is better, but still when it's very high, it's very questionable. So let's just move to the quick ratio right here and set it over 1 to make sure that the company can meet their liabilities if they need. Okay, so let's check it out. Right now, instead of all the 7,000 stocks, we have the 36 only, which is a pretty good amount to go over and find something that we really prefer to invest in or trade, or maybe option trade, but that we'll get to that later. So I'm gonna filter it by sector right here and explain why. Not really knowledgeable in some industries, like in some like sectors of the stock. So first, the healthcare. It's for me as a like just something that I never knew. I don't understand that, and I never tried to get into it. So I just will be skipping all the healthcare stuff. If you are welcome to evaluate those as well, but I'll be skipping all the healthcare here. I don't understand financial, even if you'll filter it pretty well. We have just one financial. I don't understand financial stocks. For me, it looks like they are all plain with the numbers to make it looks good, but I just don't trust all these financial institutions. So the rest will leave for now, but from all the list, the basic materials and energy will be the last one, as I prefer. They are like really fluctuating a lot based on the news and the decisions of the countries for all these commodities. So I would like consider them, but in really at the end of everything else. Let's just move the list down and find what we can get in this list. So the first will be the BuzzFeed, and that company, I believe, had a the IPO pretty recently. We want to have the stocks at least like 5 years of history. That one is too short, and they didn't show their performance really. Like they just don't have the history that we can evaluate. So we're just going to skip it. We move into the next one and checking what they have in here. As they're like the few candle duration types, daily, weekly, and monthly. You can pick monthly just to see the whole history. So that one looks pretty decent graph chart right here for that period of time for almost 10 years. So let's move down and see what they got in here. Right here is the market cap of the company, which is pretty good, 230 millions. There is a way to grow. That's the price to earnings that we are searching for. Income 64, no dividends. All right, quick ratio 1.2, 1.7 current ratio, not bad. They have zero debt, which is really good. So, and they have pretty good cash per share, 441 compared to the price. So it's like they have a lot of cash in their pockets. So what we'll do, we're just going to save that stock for our further consideration. Let's just move to another platform. At least my way of doing it. Everybody's doing different. So like if you prefer just to find what you like, list it somewhere and do your own research. I prefer to have the few stocks to compare, especially if you're investing for a longer term. Just collect as more as you can, like 10, 20, whatever you'll have in there. So what I'll do next, I'm just going to go to the second platform, which is TradingView. It's the charting platform. You might use any other one. This one is free to use. There is no need to any premiums unless if you don't want to have some advanced charting stuff. But let's just create the list for our stocks here that we are finding. Undervalued stocks. Let's save it. And let's add that stock that we just found in there. So TLYS. All right, let's edit. And from the main page, we're going to right here. I would like to have some more open chart with the candles. You can set your stuff in here. I will be using just a single graph right here, single chart to see everything. What was happening here, what duration of everything that we have in here as well. So you can see here the earnings reports, but I never rely on those really much. You can just try to check them, but in reality you'll be evaluating everything later in actual documents of the company. So we add it in here in our list, and we can after that move along the way with other stocks. I'm just gonna find the second one, so we'll have something else. But after that, I'm suggesting to just go over everything and try to find what you like and find a good charts at least for the beginning. But let's just move to the second one right here. So the chart is not bad. The company has good price earnings ratio, market capitalization. It's a pretty small company, but I love small companies, especially if you're investing long term. Again, it's more the smaller companies are riskier, but if there is a lot of value, you can get a lot of return in next couple years or Because, for example, in options, you'll be not able to use that company to trade options. It's shortable, but still, it is more kind of stock to consider investing long term, and having your price targets. Look at those ratios. That's something that we would have to research because that current ratio is pretty high. The question is why they are not using their current assets, and probably it was like that sometime before, why they are not using it to expand or something that you really prefer as your investor. You don't have the dividends, so you want the price to grow. So that's kind of questions that will be considered later. But let's add it as well in here in our list. CTHR. Just have the two quotes for now, like CTHR. We're going to add it right here. I will have that graph right here as well. Okay, so we have two of those. So after that, we used first Finviz platform to screen it. Then I added the list to just have the charts, and later we'll get back to it to kind of set some price targets and everything. But having the separate list for what you're looking for is good here. You can do whatever you would like to, but it's the way I'm doing it. And the third one that I prefer to kind of filter the stocks to, not a filter, but I will explain to you what I'm doing here. Let's just get this TLYS, because to be honest, that's the only platform that I was able to find that comfortable way of looking at things, on the like history of the company and everything it has in the past. So whenever you get to the homepage right there, you just type in your quote in here on the left top corner, and you move into just this company and the stock page with all the descriptions. What we really would like to go here to, it is the key ratios. So you get into the key ratios, and we need this full key ratios data. It is very, very usable, like really helpful place to evaluate and see details of the company. So as you see, they never like paying any dividends right here. And let's check what they were earnings per share for the last period of time. So you can see in 2022 they made pretty good amount, $2 per share, which is a lot compared to the price as of how much they had in here, 730. It is a lot. So 2021 it was negative, but there was a lot of negative companies in 2021. We'll be not focusing on that too much and see that they were a pretty constant profitable company right here. And everything looks good in this part. So they had this net income. Let's check if they add some. Here's some like a negative part. You can see that they sold more shares of the company, so they actually circulating like supply for increasing, which it's how they raised money, and I don't like that increase. They maybe don't do any buybacks. Book value per share, you can see 621, so book value a little bit less than its recent market price. And operating cash flow is pretty good right now, and it was pretty constant, but still they don't have any dividends at all, like if you're investing for long term, for example. And the price was like, we don't have much of the price appreciation too. So it might be good stock to invest if there have some news upcoming, or like expansions, acquisition of other companies. But you have to kind of really see if they would like, if they are going to expand, or they having some new management, because we didn't have much of the price appreciation for 10 years. If nothing changed, there is a chance that it will never happen. So let's check the ratios right here. Financial, you can really go all over those things right here and just do your own research, play with it, see what you like or not liking, and Google, if you don't understand something, it's pretty easy. So here we can see debt to equity, which shows us different number right here. As you see, like, it is high. They didn't have any debt, so they had raised the money probably in 2020. So those kind of already some calls that probably would turn you down from these stocks, and you would not do the further research on this to invest. To be sure about that, like, as you see, there is a 3 years where we have the debt over 1. We would leave this stock for now. So let's just go here. We're going to mark it orange color. So later we're just gonna consider our research in their actual financial documentation. So, and the rest, we're going to really this is something that we have to do research on those things, as apparently those platforms having some mistake or on this platform or on the Finviz. So that's why you really won't always end up evaluating in the papers, not on those platforms. Those platforms are good to search and filter at the beginning, but not for your final decision. So I'm going to take it off. Let's check the second stock right here. What we have, CTHR. Let's search it same way, CTHR. All right, that's what we do here. Going the same way, key ratios, full key ratios data, moving down and seeing what they have. So you can see on that company there were a lot of years in negative profit. They had a pretty good profit in 2021. They had increase of the shares as well. So to be honest, like, we just really turning down on that company too. There is no need to go to further evaluation. They didn't have debt, but I mean, it's not much debt, but still they start picking up some. And net income, like, it's just going up and down. We don't want to invest in company like this for the long term, because you don't know what's going to happen. So unless if you are really believe in this company and having some deep knowledge of what they're going to do, that will attract all the people and bring some profits. But no, this one will be out. We don't need that one. So that's basically it for now. In next video, I'll just going to search and pick the stocks out of that screener that I just put the filters on, and we'll pick, let's say, 5, 10, and we'll get to the final step whenever we'll have some list of 5, 10 stocks right here. We need to go and evaluate them on actually original source of the documents, not through those third parties right here, which are very helpful. And thankfully we have them to filter these 36 stocks out of 7,000, but still the last final decisions made only by the papers that the company releasing, not the third party places, for sure, or media or whatever. You want to see the actual documents. So thank you for watching. So that's how you're looking and trying to quickly find undervalued stocks. And after that, whenever you'll find those undervalued stocks, you go into the final step of evaluating an original source documentation. And that's what we'll do in next video. So thank you for watching. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and see you later.